So it's really bright in my kitchen. It's a rare daytime video, which means it's either the weekend or it's Christmas vacation or it's both. Lately, we ran into something very interesting. It's still warm enough in Houston for our chickens to all be laying. And this is the first time we've gotten to a point where all 6 of them are laying at the same time, which has created an extremely crowded situation in our refrigerator, as we have we're getting like 24 eggs a week at this point. So I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite egg-based dishes, which is broccoli, cheddar, smoked turkey quiche. We're gonna start with the broccoli. Typically, you want to cook the broccoli you're gonna put in your quiche in some way so it's soft and palatable. A lot of people steam it. I'm going to roast mine. I like roasted broccoli. I think it's very, it's very interesting. It gives the broccoli more flavor than just a straight up steamed broccoli. So we're gonna put some olive oil into a bowl. And we're gonna toss the broccoli pieces that have already been cut up into the olive oil and put them on a baking sheet. I love roasted vegetables. Roasted Brussels sprouts, roasted peppers, roasted sweet potatoes. I think roasting vegetables really allows you to play with the flavor. It's a very simple way to prepare them. You just kind of coat it slightly with olive oil. Just enough so they don't completely burn up, and enough to give something, need a little more olive oil, enough to give something to stick the salt, pepper, and other seasonings to. And I kind of just spread my broccoli in a layer onto the baking sheet. One got away! Now what's kind of cool is, unlike steaming it, the roasting is going to kind of allow some of the water inside the broccoli to evaporate and shrink. So it's a slight dehydration process, which is pretty great when you're making quiche, because you can pack more broccoli into your quiche. The water content kind of goes away a little bit. So we're just going to season that with some fresh ground pepper, some sea salt, just kind of pinch it. There's no real rhyme or reason. And then I'm going to use the roasted garlic powder from Penzeys. It's really tasty. It's one of our, I've mentioned it before, it's one of our go-tos in my house. Now you're going to take the broccoli and put it in an oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit and roast for about 10 or 15 minutes, depending on how your oven operates. Ovens vary. So while the broccoli roasts, we're going to prepare the egg mixture that's going to go inside of our pie shell. So we have 8 ounces of shredded white cheddar. We have 6 ounces of turkey, which I'm just going to, it's just cold cut turkey. It's an organic turkey. I really want to get a smoker. I would love to be able to smoke my own turkey breast. I think that may be something we buy in the future. Try to get, if you're going to do what I'm doing right now, try to get the nicer quality, less sodium bomb-filled smoked turkey breast. The organic stuff is really good. I like this because it's got a hickory smoke flavor to it, which is really adds another level of flavor. And as I've said before in this vlog, whatever it is, video series, it's all about the levels of flavor. We're taking you to Flavor Town, which is not quite Guy Fieri's Flavor Town. It's a gentler, kinder Flavor Town. A lot less hair peroxide. When this is all mixed together, it'll make more sense. I'm using 7 eggs. Oops, I did that wrong. There we go. These are all from the Orpingtons. They've kind of been like the MVPs, as I've said. They're doing, they lay more, the Orpingtons are more prolific than the Sussexes. And Everett just kind of adores he just kind of adores his Orbeez, as he calls them. I'm kind of an equal opportunity egg lady, chicken lady. But the Orpingtons were definitely a good addition. I think we'll probably get more Orpingtons in the future. I'm just gonna kind of whisk the eggs together. I'm gonna beat those eggs. That is just too much light. Not really. Next time I do this, to set this up, I'm gonna put my tripod on my right side since I am left-handed, because my hand gets in the way and you can't see what I'm doing. All right. The egg is kind of a carrying mechanism for the quiche. It binds everything together. 1 egg to rule them all. I'm not going to add any more salt because I feel like there's probably enough salt with the smoked turkey breast and the cheese, but I am going to add more pepper. And once the broccoli comes out, we let it cool. We will add it to the egg mixture, and we will put it in our pre-chilled, pre-prepared pie shell. We're gonna give the broccoli about 5 more minutes. God, it is really bright. There we go, that's better. We're gonna add a cup of, stop it you two. We're gonna add a cup of half and half to our egg mixture. And I'm gonna go break up the fight. So the broccoli has been cooking for about 15 minutes. We're going to pull it out of the oven. We're going to move it to this bowl here. Yes, I could move it directly to the egg mixture, but I don't want to do that. Because if you've ever made carbonara before, you know that when you put hot things into eggs, it tends to cook onto them, which is great when you have carbonara. It's not so great when it's quiche. You don't want gritty eggs on your quiche. We're going to add the cooled broccoli to the quiche mixture and give it a nice kind of fold it in there. Make sure everything's evenly distributed throughout. And then pour it into your chilled prepared baking pan. Sometimes people will blind bake their crust. I don't typically do that. I mean, I don't think it would hurt. I think it probably would help keep it from being soggy, but I've not really had an issue with soggy quiche. You kind of want to spread around the ingredients. Make sure that, again, they're evenly distributed. You don't want to get like that giant mouth of broccoli and that giant mouth of, you want all the flavors to kind of play together in like a symphony, rather than, here's the smoked turkey solo. I've set my temperature of my oven to 375. I'm gonna get out the second oven mitt because we don't want to burn ourselves. We're gonna wait for the cap to move. And I'm just putting that onto the baking sheet so that if there is any drippage whatsoever, it doesn't get into my oven. And we're gonna let that cook for about 40 minutes, check, and then come back. We don't, like with bread pudding, you don't want to overcook your eggs. You don't want a rubbery, quiche is supposed to be light, fluffy, and kind of spongy. It's not supposed to be dense and firm in the way a frittata is. They're very different creatures. That is a tasty looking quiche. That quiche turned out beautifully. Lights. Again, the kitchen is just way too bright right now. There we go. So you've got this lovely distribution of broccoli to cheddar to turkey. We're gonna let it cool. If you notice, kind of like with the bread pudding, which is pretty typical of any egg dish, there's a little bit of jiggliness, liquidity, as I called it last time, in the center of the quiche. That is okay. As it cools to, you know, the temperature that's non-nuclear, that's like not gonna burn the taste buds off your tongue, it will finish cooking. So you kind of just let it, you know, cool down to a decent temperature to eat, and it's ready to go. That little bit of jiggly liquidity will go away. And this was about 40-45 minutes of cooking. That is ideal. Again, like with bread pudding or anything that's egg-based, you really want to babysit it and love on the quiche so the quiche feels, you know, happy and secure in its environment. So there you have it. Supremely palatable, very tasty quiche. Super easy. Like, it's the longest part of the whole cooking time is the baking. I hope you enjoyed it. Try it out. There's lots of variations you can do with this. You can try different things inside of quiche, different kinds of cheeses. Gouda. Gouda is always good. Spinach. Just a green thing, a meaty thing, a non-meaty thing, like mushrooms. Mushrooms are tasty. Any number of different things can make a tasty quiche. Try it out. Try out different combinations. Have fun with it. You guys take care of yourselves. Eat healthy, and I'll see you soon. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. I wish I could get this to cook. Ooh, I can. Sweet. All right, you guys are gonna cook over my shoulder. I just found out that I could do this. That's awesome. I did not realize how tall my tripod goes.